Welcome to the online Graduate Research Forum for Spring 2021. My name is Kara, your presenter, and I'm a graduate student in the Master's of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies program in the Department of Organizational, Workforce, and Leadership Studies. The title of my practicum is Professional Development in Higher Education. If you are employed within a mid-sized or larger organization, it is likely that you have come in contact with an individual working in human resources. Think back to when you started your position. Did you receive an explanation of benefits or perhaps an orientation training? The purpose of my practicum was to gain hands-on experience in the field of human resources to determine if the field aligns with my interests in employee retention, adapting instruction for adult learners, and my career goals of teaching and training adults at the university level. Based on this goal, I completed my practicum experience through the Office of Human Resources with the Organizational Development and Communications team at Texas State University. My main focus as part of the cross-cultural or global awareness objective was to understand how professional development programs are designed, observe employee participation within the training courses, and draw connections on how the programs contribute to the greater good within the community in relation to education. As part of the intellectual development objective, I specifically aimed to cognitively expand my knowledge of processes within the professional development sector and gain understanding of employee motivations to participate in order to develop strategies to increase that participation from the lens of an adult learner and a Texas State employee. Finally, for my career exploration objective, while I had to pivot from my original objective, I was still able to build, facilitate, and participate in a webinar with my practicum team, allowing me hands-on experience as an instructor teaching and training adults. This practicum was needed to gain understanding and real-world experience working as part of a team in the field of human resources as a potential future career option. I would like to share 3 short stories about activities that I participated in during my practicum. One of the biggest impacts on my practicum was my ability to participate in 8 professional development courses offered through Texas State University. This was a highlight because I was able to fill the role not only as a student through an academic lens, but through the lens of a current employee at Texas State. I had the opportunity to give very candid feedback and share my thoughts, insights, and preferences after completion of those training courses with my site supervisor. My hope is that I will one day be able to see some of those ideas integrated into future trainings. It was extremely rewarding to see the level of investment and care that the organizational development and communications team puts into their work to create the best learning experience possible for Texas State employees. As previously mentioned, my site supervisor and I had to adjust a few of my pre-planned tasks and projects, which led to the creation of my own micro course utilizing Canvas as a learning management system. This was an eye-opening experience for me due to the need to consider my audience of adult learners, their motivations, and how I could best communicate the material and overall message to provide the best learning environment I could in a virtual world. Finally, I was able to introduce the Canvas site to the team, engage with each participant individually through a reflective discussion, and present a PowerPoint highlighting key concepts noted within my practicum experience, mainly focusing on employee retention, adult learning, and how participation in professional development impacts each of these factors. This was an unprecedented opportunity that seamlessly combined all of my interest within one major project. It was satisfying to fill the role of instructor and provide educational material to the members of my practicum site. To touch on a few of the literature highlights, it was very important to me to incorporate literature into my major projects that was conducted or published within the past 5 years. The research and information shared in Learning in Adulthood by Miriam and Baumgardner was crucial to my understanding and evaluation of the professional development sessions, creation of my microcourse, the group lesson, and corresponding survey. Considering all factors that impact an adult learner can influence their knowledge retention following an educational experience. This applies to all of us who have participated in a work-based employee training. Sharing the training evaluation resources through the Kirkpatrick model was gratifying because I got to introduce this model to my Practicum team. Discovered by combing through research, this comprehensive model was originally developed over 60 years ago and is still used in some form to evaluate training programs today. It focuses on 4 main areas: reaction, learning, behavior, and results. I was able to utilize this model when evaluating professional development courses during my practicum. The final literature article included began as the root of my interest in the positive correlation between employee retention and participation in professional development through the workplace. Taking their findings into consideration drove me to seek out my practicum site and suggest projects and tasks to participate in. I used their study as a basis for my practicum experience. I would like to share some of the qualities I learned about myself during my practicum experience in terms of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. A major unexpected strength was the adaptability that I fostered as a result of the planned project of my practicum being postponed. In response to the change in practicum plans, my ability to adapt and remain flexible were qualities that I was able to grow substantially, and now I would consider those a strength. One noted weakness was my candor when discussing potential areas of improvement with my practicum team during my presentation. An opportunity arose out of the feedback I received after the presentation of my PowerPoint and micro course. In response, I intend to be more mindful of how I present my own critiques and be considerate in my choice of words and my audience in the future. An outside threat that led to the need for adaptability was the delay of the major project titled Instructor Essentials within my practicum site. This caused my site supervisor and myself to have to pivot from original plans and reimagine tasks and projects to fit my practicum goals. Upon reflection, my overall experience within the 8 weeks taught me about myself and my interactions with others so that I can continue to contribute in a positive manner with whatever I am working on. Adult learning will be a field of study for years to come. With that being said, I would love to fill the role of instructor by hosting my own professional development course in the future through Texas State. This would give me a potential opportunity to host a Zoom session to educate a group of adult learners on a specific subject. Based on the relationship with my site supervisor, I see myself participating in the professional development courses offered through Texas State and providing additional feedback, analysis, and consult, even though the practicum experience itself has ended. Finally, I want to integrate the skills I've gained and information I've learned to share it with my current work team in order to improve processes within our center, especially when it comes to in-house training. I want to cultivate our learning process to maximize the experience for each of my supervisors, colleagues, and myself. On the YouTube page below, please indicate your anonymous preference for this practicum by clicking on one of these 2 icons. Also, please post your comments or questions in the YouTube comment section below. I will respond to your inquiries posted between April 6th and 17th through this webpage.